Welcome to the Healing Voices, Conversations in Healthcare podcast, where I bring you stories and insights from healthcare professionals making a difference in our community. I'm your host, Nick Meyer, and today we are answering the question of how nurses and paramedics are intertwined. I have interviewed a special friend of mine who will help me answer these questions and more. He has been a paramedic for a little over 4 years and seen it all. Let's get right into it. Like nurses, paramedics often face tough ethical decisions. Paramedics follow a code of ethics very similar to the ANA code of ethics nurses follow. It's called the National Association of Emergency Medical Technicians, or NAEMT. That's a mouthful. Now that being said, the first question is, how do paramedics directly or indirectly impact the nursing role? Directly. Paramedics play a crucial role in initial care of patients, often bringing them to hospitals and providing immediate medical interventions. This directly impacts the nursing role by ensuring that patients arrive at the hospital in a stable condition. Indirectly, the protocols and guidelines followed by paramedics significantly influence hospital practices, particularly in emergencies. This indirect impact is further amplified by high-quality patient care provided by paramedics, leading to higher patient satisfaction and trust in nurses. Next question. If the paramedics role did not exist in healthcare, what impact would this have on patient outcomes? According to my interviewee, and I quote, patients would die. To elaborate a little bit more on that, patients would have increased response time for their situation and reduced pre-hospital care time. And in life-threatening situations, every minute counts. Another problem that would occur is increased hospital admissions, which would also lead to longer wait times. I'm going to quote my friend here again. There's a lot of treatment we do at patients' houses that prevent silly admissions. What are some similarities and differences between the role of nurses and paramedics? Some similarities include administering drugs, placing IV, stabilizing patients, and also the emphasis and importance of communication between both patient and coworkers. Some differences include paramedics provide short-term care versus nurses do a little bit longer. Level of education, nurses can go anywhere from, we have LPN all the way up to a doctorate, whereas paramedics usually just have a certification. Lastly, paramedics have standing orders from a doctor. Biggest thing about this is they have a lot of autonomy, so they provide care of how they see fit, versus, nurses really need to communicate more so with doctors. How do nurses facilitate and create barriers in working with this professional? The biggest barrier is definitely unclear communication, but to add to that, lack of respect as well as delayed handoff. Are there any mental, physical wellness issues that can contribute to a less than optimal working relationship with this professional? Mental, as we know, the number one answer is burnout. Also includes stress and anxiety and laziness, lack of motivation. Some physical includes fatigue, poor physical fitness, and as I have just blown out my ACL, injuries. What is one thing that you were surprised or you feel is important for other healthcare workers to know about the roles and responsibilities of the person interviewed? The biggest thing that surprised me is their autonomy. We hit on that a little bit, but when it comes to critical decision making, there's a huge amount of pressure when people's lives are in your hands. And being able to assess what's happening and keep them alive based on your interventions that you pick is super impressive to me. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories and valuable insights in our upcoming episodes. Don't forget to subscribe to the Healing Voices and Conversations in Healthcare podcast. Leave us a review and a thumbs up. And until next time, stay safe and take care.